You start filling your fuel tank up with fuel, and all of a sudden you're seeing gasoline just pouring out of your carburetor. Sometimes, though, it will flood through on the other side of the carburetor as it's draining through into your engine oil. Today I'm going to show you why that's happening and how you can fix it. If you guys have a 4-stroke, 4-cycle engine on your equipment, you're going to have a carburetor on it that looks really similar to this, if not this exact one. It has a float bowl on the bottom of it like that. Most of the time it's on the air filter side, and it's clear to see that because it's making a mess and it's draining all over the place. Sometimes, though, it will flood through on the other side of the carburetor, on your engine side, and you can't really clearly see that. But what it does is it's draining through into your engine oil. It raises the level of your engine oil up, and your engine oil smells like gasoline now. No matter what side of that carburetor it's flooding through on, the problem in this carburetor is the same. If that's your symptom, you guys, you are definitely watching the right video if you have a Briggs and Stratton or a Tecumseh. If you have anything else other than a Briggs or a Tecumseh, it's a little different. I got a quick link up here for you in the information button to get back to a video to show you how to do this on pretty much everything else but a Briggs or a Tecumseh. Now, I know that a lot of you guys and girls out there kind of understand how a 4-stroke, 4-cycle carburetor works. Just in case you don't, though, I want to throw this in there. Don't laugh at me till this is done, because this is going to make sense when I'm finished this. A lot of you guys and girls understand how your toilet works. The back tank on your toilet has a float and it's attached to a valve. When you flush your toilet, the water level drops down, flushes your toilet, then the back tank starts filling up with water again. There's a float that floats on top of the water, and as the level's getting higher and higher, that float's getting higher and higher, and as it gets to the full part, it shuts a valve off in the back of your toilet so water just doesn't keep pouring in and flooding your toilet. That is the exact same concept as a 4-stroke, 4-cycle carburetor. I'm going to show you that right now. I'm going to just pull that float off. Pretend that float right there is the back of your toilet. It fills up with fuel. As the level of the fuel in that bowl gets higher and higher, it lifts that float up right there, and the float floats, and as it gets to the top, it shuts the valve off in there so it doesn't flood out anymore. And that is why right there, it's as simple as that, guys and girls. It floods out. It's because that needle in seat, that float valve in that carburetor is not sealing. It's not coming together properly and sealing in there. Briggs and Stratton and Tecumseh have removable, replaceable needle in seats in them, especially that seat we're talking about. Not like a Honda style carburetor where you can't replace the seat. Let's just pull this pin off. I'm going to show you what we're talking about right here. We pull that pin out, and don't lose that pin. Make sure that you keep that somewhere safe. But then when you pull that float off right there like that, the needle comes out, and you'll see that that needle is, there's no rubber or Viton tip on that. It's just a steel metal tip on that. It meets down into the seat, which is a rubber seat, if you can see that. Sometimes they're brown, sometimes they're red, sometimes they're green, but it is clearly a replaceable seat. Now, you can buy these. They are cheap, guys. This is a Briggs and Stratton carburetor right here. So we got a Briggs and Stratton needle and seat kit. If you guys want to get one of these kits, they're so inexpensive. Look right down underneath this video. I have a description down there, and there's links there for you to go check these things out. There's Briggs and Stratton and there's Tecumseh's. They're different, but they're the same. What I'm going to show you right now is on a Briggs and Stratton carburetor, but it's the same concept as a Tecumseh. You have the new needle in seat kit now. First thing we got to do is get that old seat, the rubber seat, out of there. Sometimes they're red, sometimes they're brown, sometimes they're green. But when you look down there, you can see that it's a piece of rubber in there. That's what's the problem right there. It's warped, it's swollen up from old ethanol fuel and whatever, and it's not sealing with that needle anymore. We got to get that thing out of there. The easiest way to do that is an air compressor. Right where that seat is down there, put a rag over that. You'll see why. And there's where your fuel line goes on. Take your air compressor, and this works most of the time. I actually don't know if this is going to work or not, but let's check it out. Oh, did you hear it? It just went pop. Look in that rag. There it is. It blew that little seat right out of there. There it is. Now, sometimes you guys, that one worked great. That's the way they usually work. Sometimes they're glued in there, like they're really stuck bad. Little tiny carburetor adjusting screwdriver, something like that. Sometimes you got to get down in there and dig that thing out. Unstick it. Don't worry about damaging it because we're going to replace the thing. Now we open up the new kit. Needle and seat, new needle and seat comes out just like that. Now we have to insert the new seat into there. The easiest way to do this, most of you guys have chainsaw files around or drill bits. Get the right size drill bit or chainsaw file. Use the not the sharp end of the file and not the sharp end of your drill bit if you're using that. These make great insertion tools. Make sure that the end of it's really nice and clean though, and make sure that it actually fits down that hole before you try this. That one fits perfectly. That's actually a 7/32 file right there. So now this seat, this is super important, you guys. There's a wrong way and a right way of putting this in. You have a 50-50 chance. One side of it has a groove. You'll see a little ring, a groove around it like that. You flip it over, and the other side has no groove. Actually, if you even look at that thing from the side, you can see that it is slightly tapered. Very slightly. The groove side goes down the small end of the taper, and that groove is what goes into the carburetor first. So what I do, this is the easiest way I've ever seen. You take your your drill bit or your chainsaw file, nice and clean, and just put the seat on there so you can see the groove. The groove is on the top right there. Then take your carburetor and push that in just like that. And a lot of times you'll actually feel it pop in there. It's sealed in there now. That's a brand new installed seat right there. That worked great. Now, when you take that new needle and put that on there, you drop that on, put your pin back in. Now you see right there, have a look at that carburetor. You see the float is up high. It's not level with the carburetor. The needle is holding the seat is actually holding that up, so it's not coming back to level. That means right there that the seat was not pushed in far enough. I'm going to pull it apart again. And we got to get that in there a little further. Yep, that feels actually a little bit better. I think it did go down a little bit more. All right, let's put it back on there again and see what the difference is. Now look at that. That is where you want it, right there. You lift that little float up and down like that, and the float is level with the body of the carburetor now. That is exactly where you want that thing. You can test this before you slap everything back together again and put it on and try it, and maybe it's still flooding through. You can test this thing. All you have to do is take it and put it beside your unit, hook your line back up again, your fuel line back onto there, and just do this. Let that fuel line drain, and as you let that down, it's going to be flooding through, and then as you lift that up to level again, it stops flowing. If you do that when it's level, then that fixed the problem. It's not going to flood through anymore. That is as simple as that. Now, there is one other thing I do have to bring up with you. Some Tecumsehs come with a metal float. If you have a plastic float, you don't need to worry about this. I have fixed thousands of these things in my life. I've never, ever, not one time, seen a plastic float leak. I'll tell you what I mean by that. That's a brass float off of a Tecumseh right there. When any mechanic I've ever met takes a brass float off of a Tecumseh, there are some on Briggs and Strattons too, but they shake it. You can hear that there's actually gasoline in there because there's a leak. And it's heavy. I'm going to just pull my microphone off right here. Well, actually, I'll just do this. Listen. If that's the case, that float is now heavy because it's full of gasoline, or it has some gasoline in there. It's not going to float properly on top of the gasoline and work properly because it's too heavy. If you guys have that problem with a metal brass float on your Tecumseh or your Briggs, replace it with a plastic one. You can buy that exact same float, but it's plastic, and you'll never have that problem again. Again, I have it right in my description underneath this video, a link there for you to go and get that replaceable plastic one. That's all there is to that one right there, Briggs and Stratton or Tecumseh. Just replace the needle in seat on that thing, and you're going to be good to go. I hope that you guys liked that video. I was really trying to save you some money there. These things are so cheap. Give me that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe to my channel. Put some comments down. Share it with your friends and all that stuff. And, oh yeah, you know what? If you guys are watching the video on how to, because that thing's flooding through on a Briggs and Stratton or a Tecumseh, I think you're going to want to watch a full video on how to clean this thing 100% from beginning to end. Click that video next to get back to that one. Until then, guys, Steve out.